I can't live with you being depressed. I'm not coming back, so please sign the divorce papers.
But how dare you leaving me so suddenly? What are you thinking?
You're fired. I don't need you anymore.
I'm sorry for being sick. But it's too sudden.
You were spoiled. It's just a clinical depression. It's not even a reason you can't continue working.
It's not an easy problem.
I can't live with an unemployed sick husband. I really hope to move on right now.
You're kidding me, right?
You are just a guy acting like the heroine of the tragedy. That's gross.
Stop kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding.
I'm going back to work as soon as possible for my family. Evan is only 3 years old, so it won't take so long.
But you haven't decided when you're going back to work, right? Then I can't trust you.
So, what about Evan? If we get divorced, the biggest victim will be our kid.
So what?
Can we discuss about what to do with him? Our sudden decision makes him just sad.
If you insist, then I don't want him either, so you can take care of him.
Are you crazy? He is our child.
If I want to remarry in the future, an existing child will be a disadvantage. Don't you understand? That's why I can't take him in charge. Please take care of him instead.
A mother is not supposed to say such things.
He's not even old enough to remember who I am. And in a few days, he'll forget all about me.
Sorry?
You don't even understand whose fault it is that you're in this mess in the first place, you know?
So, you mean it's all my fault?
So?
It doesn't make sense to me.
A victim although you cheated me? I'm a victim.
No, I didn't cheat you.
I heard you were the son of a landowner. So I asked my friend to introduce me to him, and then we got married. I can't believe that it turned out you makes only $60,000 a year and has a low income. You cheated me.
What are you talking about?
After we got married, you told me that you have an older brother, and you told me he will inherit. That's not what I expected.
Hey, I don't think we talked about my family's property before we got married.
I heard it from my friend. There's a guy whose parents are landowners.
What? So you got married to me for the property, you mean?
What else could be the reason? Marrying to a low-income game creator for nothing? Who would do that?
How dare you?
I expected the income would be at least $15,000 a year. At least $15,000 a year in total of the rent and your salary. But apparently, I drew the short end of the stick.
That's an assumption you made on your own, right?
Your parents are successful in the real estate business and own 50 buildings. That's what I heard. I couldn't help believing it.
I didn't tell you anything about my parents' real estate business either, did I? It was your mistake to believe the rumor.
It's your fault. You didn't even talk about it.
I left the family business to my brother because I wanted to focus on my work. So I haven't been involved in the property at all.
If I knew that, I wouldn't have married to a creepy nerd like you.
What did you say?
If you have no property, you're nothing but trash.
Can you stop saying like that? I have too much on my mind and can't stand your words right now.
I see. Then,
can't we at least talk about Evan? We can't make him feel sad.
Then why don't you do your best not to make him sad?
Can't you imagine how painful for him it would be if his mother suddenly disappeared?
That's none of my business. I'm going to get a boyfriend and enjoy my second life.
Oh no.
Well then, let me know when you finish the paperwork for divorce. Bye then.
My name is Mike, and I am a company employee in California, and I will be 35 years old this year. My parents were famous landowners, but my brother was planning to take over the family business. I was free to choose my profession, so I went into the game industry, which I had longed to do. I was enjoying my work every day, but I had a hard time doing hard work. I was recently diagnosed with depression and am currently on leave. I met Georgia, who is 6 years younger than me. We met through a mutual friend. She apparently liked me and we started dating. We have opposite personalities. I am an introverted person, and I was attracted to her outgoing personality. I gradually became to consider a marriage, and 5 years ago, I proposed to her. And we ended up getting married. And we had a child. I thought we would have a bright future ahead of us. However, in addition to my own illness, Georgia asked me for getting divorced. I felt like I have been plunged into unhappiness all at once. Also, Georgia did not seem to take it seriously about Evan at all. My affection for her had totally gone. After these text messages, I decided to get a divorce. I had set up a lawyer and it was in process. I was shocked to figure out the truth by text messages from her.
You should divorce me as soon as possible. Why is it taking so long?
It's still taking me a while to draw up the paperwork related to custody. Just give me a little more time.
I went all the way to the courthouse yesterday. You still haven't finished?
We have to get all things done in order, not to have any problems later.
I told you Evan will live with you, and I won't even see him in the future. So we don't need paperwork.
A verbal agreement has no legal effect, so you need to put it in writing.
What a hassle. Can you think about me other than yourself?
That's my line. All this divorce talk is making my insomnia worse, and the hospital says I need to rest.
I don't care. I'm about to get remarried.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm getting remarried to a rich man.
Sorry?
Have you ever heard of Granwell Foods?
It's a frozen food company, right? You see them on commercials sometimes.
I'm getting remarried to the president, so will you break up with me quickly?
So, you mean you cheated on me?
What?
On the family register. You are not allowed to date while we are married.
You don't know anything.
What do you mean?
If the divorce was for cheating, you could get compensation, but not in this case, right?
But if you're cheating on me during our marriage, I can demand compensation, right?
No way!
What?
If the relationship is actually broken, it's legally safe to have an affair during that time.
Huh?
I met him after I left home.
You mean you're saying that you met him when your divorce was not decided? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. At that point, it was difficult to repair a relationship. It's legally impossible to get compensation for cheating.
No kidding.
If you think I'm lying, why don't you ask a lawyer?
I just got off the phone with one.
How did it go?
In this case, it might be tough to get compensation on the grounds of cheating.
I knew it.
It doesn't make sense.
It's all your fault. You pretended a rich man actually with a low income, and you're on a leave of absence due to depression? No wonder I left you.
Okay, I'm getting a divorce as soon as I can. I can't take this anymore.
Just get it over with. It's been a while since we talked last time. Guess where I am?
We got divorced 6 months ago. What do you want now?
No worries. It's just a quick update.
No need for that.
That's cold. I thought I'd share my happiness with you so you'd get better.
It's only going to get worse.
You're exaggerating.
I don't care where you are. Just stay away from me and Evan.
There's no way I can get close to you. I'm in Europe now.
You're not in California?
I moved to Europe right after I remarried because of my husband's job.
So that means it's been about 6 months since you immigrated?
I hear everything is fashionable and my husband makes a lot of money. I'm really happy.
That's great. Can I go now? I'm busy.
You're unemployed, so don't pretend you're busy.
No, I'm not.
I know you're disappointed that I'm happy.
Not at all.
You are kidding.
I mean, are you okay?
What?
You haven't seen the breaking news?
I don't watch TV. It's not in English.
I saw this on TV. Your husband is getting arrested for tax evasion.
What? What's this article?
It just came out a few minutes ago. I don't know the details, but... Where are you?
I'm at home. My husband went to work this morning.
If that's the case, he was at work when the police arrested him.
I don't know anything about tax evasion.
Oh, there's another bulletin.
What is it this time?
Illegal immigration. Your husband. It's a preliminary report that he didn't apply for a work visa.
Work visa? Is it bad if he doesn't have one?
Working abroad without a work visa is not permitted.
You are joking.
Applying for a work visa is a lot of work, so maybe he just faked it. Is your visa okay? If you're on a tourist visa, you'll have to check a lot of things. You might be in the country illegally.
Is a tourist visa also a problem? I don't work here though.
A tourist visa is only good for a short period of time, so if you've been there for 6 months, it's possible you're overdue.
I have no idea. He arranged everything.
The maximum stay for a tourist visa is 180 days. I hope your visa is okay.
If I'm here illegally too, will I be arrested?
If you are there illegally, you'll be deported back to the US. I hear you can be deported and banned from Japan for a few years.
Well, if that's all it takes.
But your husband will be arrested as soon as he gets back.
Why?
Like I said before, your husband is a tax evasion suspect.
He should just pay that when he gets back to Japan, right?
The total amount of tax evasion is $4 million.
Are you serious?
He's been dodging taxes for a long time. He can't just make a quick payment or anything, can he?
I'm getting a headache.
I guess he fled overseas because he didn't want to get caught for tax evasion. He didn't think he'd be caught for illegal immigration. Your husband is pretty stupid too.
What about me?
You'd be blameless if you weren't involved in tax evasion. Your luxury life is over. I'm so sorry.
I don't get it.
You've been punished for the mess you made of me and Evan.
You don't deserve saying such things.
I'm not unemployed anymore, okay?
You got your job back. You still make $60,000 a year, right? Don't be so arrogant with your low income.
I make $800,000 a year.
What?
I'm living a relatively good life now, and Evan and I are happy together.
What's going on? I don't understand how you can make that kind of income in 6 months.
I inherited a part of my dad's property.
I thought your brother was the heir.
He just left the management to my brother. There were actually about 10 buildings under my name.
Huh?
But I wanted to concentrate on my job. I asked my brother to take care of them for me.
What did you do with the rental income?
I gave most of the rent money to my brother for keeping management.
You mean the rest came in?
No, I spent it for nurturing care of my parents.
Oh my.
I thought you aren't a gold digger, so I didn't tell you about it. I was lucky. Pick off your mask.
It was the wrong decision. Asking your brother to return the apartment?
I thought it was too much for him to ask me to give it back all after this time. Maybe I was kind of selfish. But when I thought about Evan, I didn't have time to hesitate.
I didn't even imagine what happened to you.
I'm my father's son too. Of course it could happen.
I wouldn't have divorced if it was like this.
Because you only care about money. But I'm glad we're divorced.
It was my fault.
What? You are too late.
For our son, will you become my husband again?
Are you serious?
I'm his mother. I'm sure he'd be happy to live with me too.
I'm sorry. I don't think he remembers much about you.
Oh my God!
I just showed him a picture of you. He said, "Who are you?"
You're kidding!
If he hasn't seen you for 6 months, he'll forget.
Maybe he'll remember once we start living together.
I don't want to live with you.
Living together.
I don't want to live with you, and neither does Evan.
Then I'll take custody. I'll become a single mother and raise my son.
I thought I hadn't heard from you in a while. I thought it's been a while since I got a message from you, but you didn't ask me anything about Evan and instead bragged about how rich you are. You don't deserve being his mother.
I'm his mother. There's nothing strange about claiming custody.
You're under a lot of pressure. And in a lot of trouble. So if you claim custody, you're only going to make him unhappy.
As long as I get child support, I can at least raise my child.
You are interested only in money.
It is legal to request child support as a custodial parent. And besides, you have income from rent. And because you're back to work, you have money coming in, don't you? I'll take care of our kid. You'll pay me $3,000 a month.
I submitted my resignation to my company last month.
You quit? You quit?
I couldn't put myself first to continue my favorite job ignoring Evan. I can't make him sad.
Don't talk to me like I'm making him sad.
You made him sad enough. After our divorce, he cried at night so bad. I went to see a doctor with him. And they diagnosed he was stressed too much.
Oh.
Because of your selfishness, Evan went through a lot of pain. And yet you want to take care of him? No kidding.
Hey, listen.
And even worse, you want me to pay child support because you're going single? I can't give custody to someone like that.
But I'm still his mother. I read on the internet that it's legal to claim custody after the fact. So there should be no problem.
What about you? You were officially relinquished your parental rights at the courthouse.
So what?
If you want to change custody, the court won't approve it unless you have a good reason.
We're going to be tried again?
Of course, yes. We're going through the legal process. You can't change custody just based on your personal claim.
No way!
Plus, your remarried partner was arrested. You're currently unemployed. It's highly unlikely that the court would approve a custody change to a parent who doesn't make a right environment for a child. I think it's pretty unlikely that the court would approve it.
I can't get custody, you mean?
Can you just give up me and Evan? I'm not going to go along with your selfishness.
I'll do my best. I'll be a good mother.
Come on, you're too late.
Please, give me a chance.
You cheated on me for almost 2 years behind my back. You don't deserve a chance.
What? What are you talking about?
You didn't think I knew?
Wait, about what?
You've known your remarried partner for a rather long time, right?
I met him after we separated. The marriage was broken. It shouldn't have been a problem.
2 years before the divorce. You once went out at night saying you needed a break, didn't you? And the relationship started right away, didn't it?
How did you know that?
My lawyer suggested me. He said I should check with the inquiry agency. That's why I'm looking into it.
Shoot!
I was totally devastated when I heard I might not be able to get compensation from you, so the lawyer referred me to the agency.
That sucks!
I was hoping to find some evidence that would give me an advantage. I looked into it, but it was a lot easier than I thought.
How did you find out about my past?
The manager of the bar knew about your history. He testified for me. And all I have the other evidence of the affair.
So what? We're divorced. It's too late for that.
I'm telling you, I can still demand compensation.
No way! Are you going to do that?
You don't seem to be sorry at all. You should punished.
It's not funny at all. Come on.
We should have had these talks before the divorce, but I found out your affair after my illness got worse.
Is that why you agreed to the divorce right away without saying anything?
I couldn't stand it anymore. That's why you divorced her without asking for compensation.
What?
It was good. Because I got a message from you when my depression is getting better.
I shouldn't have sent a message like this.
That's exactly what I thought. If you just stay quiet, I wasn't going to ask you for compensation at all.
Oh my.
Then I'll talk to a lawyer and ask for compensation. You'd better be prepared, okay? Bye. It turned out that Georgia's visa was a tourist visa. Since it was for a period of 90 days or less, she was considered to be illegally staying abroad. She was deported. After returning to US, we immediately demanded compensation and ordered her to make one-time payment done to prevent her from escaping. I told her that I would collect the money through compulsory execution if she failed to pay. The word compulsory may have scared her. She was in panic and asked an acquaintance of her partner to introduce her to a loan company. She agreed to make the payment. What's worse? She discovered that her partner has been in debt. She demanded a divorce, but her partner told her that she could earn a lot of money if she did not get a divorce. And he introduced her a job. She longed for a luxurious life again, so she believed in his words and agreed to his proposal. However, the job he offered her was a sex job, and her salary is taken from her partner, so she has just a small income. What's worse, the loan company from which she borrowed money turned out to be a black market bank. She is now struggling with exorbitant interest payments. In contrast, I live happily with my son. I also enjoy creating games as a hobby. My depression is gradually improved. I never imagined my wife was such a terrible person, even in my dreams. I feel better now that she has been punished.